Hi, this is the Fiends Review. I'm Mike Fitzgerald.
I'm Madeline.
And this time on the Fiends Review,
We saw a really good movie.
we saw a really good movie. We are very excited about it. And we are going to agree on so much. So those of you who are entertained by us bickering,
I'm
sorry.
I'll find something to disagree with you on. I
Okay.
always
Okay. This week, I'm going to take a particular pride in that, the 1983 film by director Douglas McKeown?
McKeown, yeah.
McKeown. The incredible film, The Deadly Spawn. Also known as The Aliens Deadly Spawn and Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn. Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn is not an accurate title, as this is sadly the only film.
Yeah.
The alien part in where it was released as The Alien Deadly Spawn was, at the time, Ridley Scott's Alien was very popular in theaters, so distributors released it as The Aliens, or Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn, to try to catch an eye on the aliens' money. And that's a kind of thing that, you would do with a film that you didn't feel could stand on its own. That is a mistake. This film not only stands on its own for a film for that time, from 1983, this film stands on its own even now. I mean, 83, we're talking 30 years later. This is so much better than
Half the crap.
more than half. This is the
90%
best film we
is
have
on
reviewed
right
so
now.
far.
It is.
Without a doubt.
I
This
think
is
it's
the
best
finest
movie
film.
Seen together.
Yeah, I've been familiar with this film for a long period of time, and I don't exactly have any memory of having seen the whole film, but I've always been wanting to see it again. Or I don't know if I had seen it, but I'd like to think I would have remembered it. So I don't believe I have. Okay, we'll get over that. I'm so glad we saw this film. We'll start with the premise. Very simple. A meteor hits the Earth, or falls from the sky and hits the Earth, lands on the Earth. And from the meteor we're just going to call them spawns. These
Well, it's just one spawn.
one spawn, worm creatures with a huge mouth of teeth, which grow and end up terrorizing the populace eventually, but at first find their way into the home of a family. I don't know if you know the last name. It's not really important.
No. They didn't say the last name.
Yeah. The thing about the spawn is,
It's really just well designed.
yeah, it's
really
incredibly well designed creature. I mean,
And it was a $25,000 budget.
yeah. I mean,
It's different. The only thing similar, and honestly, I'm just saying that because we're looking at the covers right now on the computer, and if you look at the cover, it looks almost exactly like the aliens from the Trauma film, The Killer Condom, but do not base it on that because the creature design is really unique.
the craftsmanship is equal to and most likely greater than any practical effects that I've seen in most of the films that we have watched from this age. But no one's making. Not that anyone in this age seems to be making monster films. I mean, this is a great monster film.
I think the closest thing we're going to get to even a monster film is when it comes out Pacific Rim.
In fact,
Not even.
I don't know what the cult status of this film is. I mean, it's got to be a cult film. But I'm almost going. I'm almost saying. I am saying, why why hasn't no one embraced this film more? Why isn't there like a Deadly Spawn action figure? I mean, why is no one sculpted? There's there's lots of action figures and sculpt for Jason and Freddy Krueger, Leatherface. McFarlane had an expanded line of horror characters from The Thing to the Blair Witch, the Candyman, the Leprechaun,
Chucky.
and if there was
somebody,
if there was a creature best suited for McFarlane, it would be the Deadly Spawn.
Yes.
The amount of... Okay, I'm not sure about detail's the right word. Because it is a lot of teeth. I mean...
But you got a variety.
Yeah.
There were definitely, what I can name at least, 3 stages that really differentiated the creature. There was one stage that looked like a leech. And the way that it actually moved across the water was was like a leech would, and it looked really good. At first I thought, what are they using? Then there's a second stage, which is kind of a larger version where it's somewhat of a tadpole stage and it starts to grow these limbs. Third stage is considerably larger and it starts to grow more impressive appendages that actually have their own teeth, and then the final stage is this just mass of one major head with teeth. I saw 2 lower appendages that were also impressive, and then 2 more that were thinner, probably, could get around corners more easily and things like that weren't as thick. So, it just was really good.
It's affected my... Oh, yeah. This could easily haunt you. If I had seen this when I was younger, I would definitely be haunted by it. I only vaguely even remember, seeing images from this film, and it always captivated me, and I don't know why it took me so long to watch this film, but if I had watched it at a younger age, I probably would have found it really disturbing. It is quite a vicious, scary creature.
It is. It's a very, there weren't that many kills in the movie. There was the 2 campers in the beginning.
Which you don't really see a lot.
Yeah.
There's a number of off-screen kills.
Yes. Yeah. The 2 campers were off-screen. The
husband and the electrician.
Yeah, and the mother.
No.
That was the mother.
The mother wasn't off-screen.
7 kills.
The mother...
Oh, the mother was on-screen, yes.
Okay, so there's off-screen kills, and we see bodies, or parts of bodies, but the on-screen kills, and probably the mother, is the best...
Yeah, the mother was...
on-screen. And yeah, the effects weren't just... The best effect wasn't only just a monster, but when they do an on-screen kill, it is good work. The mother was the best.
She got her face literally
ripped off,
torn off, and the way that the fake skin moved, the way the muscles were underneath, the way that even the corpse fell. It was well done, well weighted. The silicone was the right kind, the blood was good. I was really blown away this was made in the 80s.
Even the way the blood mixed with the water?
Yeah, that too. It just, wow.
Very well done. We're not ready for Charles.
Are we ready?
We're not ready for Charles.
Guys,
You're not ready for Charles yet. Even after she's died and the spawn regurgitates her head, and some of these smaller larval spawn, I'm going to call them, start tearing flesh from the regurgitated head. That was still done well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And why yes, okay. Even the regurgitated head, and it wasn't just the wig they put on it. It did still have the appearance of the mother's character. Oh,
Had that single eye that hadn't
Yeah.
been torn out yet, was
Yeah.
staring at the camera the entire time. So it was like, oh, it's staring at me while it's being eaten.
yeah. There's a dichotomy to some of the things that go on in the film. This occurred to me because of the mother, and I'll get to that in a moment. This is incredibly gruesome and gory monster with gruesome and gory kills, and it's a film populated by very just not even normal,
Yeah.
just nice. I mean,
Pleasant.
pleasant people, pleasant teenagers. There's not a swear word in the film.
I think so one.
I don't
There's
rem-
like one.
I don't remember a single swear word in this film. And when we get to the Charles character, I even imagine, because things that he would, we wanted to come up with, I wanted to come up with things for him to say, because he doesn't say some things. But I wouldn't even disrespect the film by suggesting that the characters would swear. None of these characters would swear. It's like,
And there,
it's a great contrast, the characters and like the purity of the characters, and then this horrible monster. So
Yeah.
that plays into it. And then the contrast, like there's no swearing in the film, but Mom wakes up in this nightgown, a sheer nightgown, and we can see her breasts
with pirate sleeves.
Well, it's
It wasn't the best way to start off the movie, because then I watched it and I was like, okay, I'm lost.
a 1983 film, but a lot of the, and I don't think this is where like, oh, we're going to make a conscious decision to choose these designs in the home, or this and what the characters are wearing, or at least style for all the characters. Maybe I don't know if they made a conscious decision to put Mom in a see-through thing, but there's a lot of 70s home style with it. It's not an 80s.
No.
It's not an 80s style film. For what people are wearing, what the houses look like, and it's just it's great. I mean, just two locations.
The one thing I had about the house, and this this may have just been, this is the house I got hold of.
Yeah.
It was one of the tackiest designed houses I've ever seen. I mean, it was like the patterns and the colors and the
Well, everything had a pattern.
wallpaper
Everything
was so.
you were surrounded by
like,
patterns.
Yeah, it was just visually just overwhelming, and the tile that was on the floor was also tiling the wall behind those things I noticed, but it didn't bother me that much after seeing everything else, which was done so well.
Early on in the film, and for the time, for a feature film, I mean, $25,000. That's not much for what they accomplished with $25,000. If they had to use pre-existing locations and homes, that was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, there are slow points in the movie near the beginning where you're waiting for the next person to die or go down in the basement, where they're going to die. You have time to notice these things, but once it gets going, you don't pick up on it. So the deadly alien spawn, or at least the larger version, finds its way down into the home of this family. We don't know the family's name. The mother and father plan a trip, but they're waiting for an electrician to come and do repairs.
Yeah.
The hot water heater's out, so the father goes down to check it out. They have a huge they go down to the basement.
It's like the catacombs.
It's a catacomb.
It's
It is a catacombs. We were admiring the basement of. I mean, it was not like one of those basements you go down to. Oh, look, I can touch the ceiling. I'm touching your floor. No, this is huge. Brick construction. What was that archway?
Yeah.
Stone archway.
I mean,
Brick archway.
Or at least it appears on the film to be huge. And like most people in the film, the father's eaten. The mother figure goes down to check, find out what's happening. I'm not gonna. She's eaten. The best kill in the film.
Yeah, the best kill.
They
Definitely.
didn't eat the cat.
No, the cat made it.
We don't see the cat die in screen, but I'm gonna.
I don't think the cat. I think the cat.
I'm gonna
made
get.
it.
I think one of the larvae got it.
No.
I was
Let me
actually-
live my little fantasy
I was
world where
actually
the cat
hoping to
lived.
see the cat get eaten.
No.
I don't know why. I don't dislike cats. Maybe just because I knew it would upset her. Okay, so believing their parents have left, we have, I guess it was Sam, his younger brother Charles, who
Still not ready for it.
Okay, no, I know.
Still not ready
We're
for Charles.
we're getting into stuff. Who is a horror film fanatic or
Horror in
Monster.
big monster movie.
he's a monster
fan.
movie fanatic.
Yeah, because he had Frankenstein and Godzilla and the
The
creature.
Bloodhorn white.
Magatu, the white ape with the horn from Star Trek: The Original Series. He has the mask. This is one of the things I kept pointing out when I'd see things that Charles had in his collection.
Cyclops from.
That's some of the things I love watching films like this, and you see some things you go, can you imagine what that's worth now?
The Cyclops from the Sinbad.
Oh yeah, oh that was the one he was wearing when he tried to scare his aunt.
No.
Oh
That
okay.
was
No,
not-
there's Cyclops. Sinbad.
Eye of the Tiger.
And the tiger?
Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Oh.
So
Who's back?
Sam and Charles' aunt and uncle are staying there and visiting family because
He's
Their
going to
mother-
a psychology conference that's in the area.
the aunt goes to go to visit her mother while she's in town because her mother's throwing a vegetarian lunch. And then in a scene, which the uncle is the psychiatrist. He's going to be attending a conference. Something, I believe it's something regarding children.
Child,
Child,
Child psychology and behavior.
what?
child psychology and behavior.
Child psychiatry and behavior. And he wants to ask Charles some questions about how he feels about monster movies. And it's really an intelligent, and here's the thing, there's a lot of intelligent discussions. I mean, we watched a VHS version of this. Get a DVD version so you can clearly understand. There's really intelligent conversations. Now, my wife, who's majoring in psychiatry, says that the conversation went against
APA ethical codes.
APA ethical codes, but it was a very intelligent conversation.
Yeah, the questions he asked were something like, if there was a questionnaire they were asking children, that's what would be on there. I mean, it wasn't...
This is a really intelligently...
Yeah.
I mean, for a sci-fi, gory monster movie, this is a damn smart film.
Yeah.
Later on, Sam, the older brother, is planning to study with friends.
And they're going to see a movie.
And then they're going to go see a movie, and he wants, well, it's not really important that he wants to date the girl in the schoolgirl outfit. Not really a schoolgirl outfit, but she's wearing a school, whatever.
Skirt,
Not really
plaid,
important. I don't know her
a
name.
plaid skirt that's
What's her name?
past her knees.
Okay. That's what, maybe that's the year. So, but they have something to show him, and they found one of the larval stage spawns. And they are discussing it intelligently. They're having an intelligent discussion about what it is.
Yeah.
Debating about what it could be, the scientific method, the use of your imagination in determining.
Well, what's your hypothesis?
Yes.
It's like,
This is not a dumb film.
no.
Dissection.
I
Puts
apologize.
together-
I don't know the character's name. We tried to watch the credits, but they're very blurry.
Sciencey chick.
Sciencey chick.
Yeah.
She dissects it from things left around the house.
A cookie tray,
She's got a
Board.
cork board,
she's got a straight razor
straight razor, and pins from the cork board.
And a
She
nail
is.
file.
And a nail
A nail
file.
file. That's how she dissects, and tweezers.
Oh, and your mom.
I mean, they're investigating what this thing is. It was a really surprising turn. I can't.
There was
You
no
never
one in the
see-
film. I sat there going, I can't wait for you to die, and I can't wait for you to die. You couldn't tell who was going to make it,
Oh God,
who wasn't.
No, and you don't have until. I mean, they were portraying teenagers. We used college students, at least Sam and
Sciencey chick.
Sciencey chick. Who knows? No, actually, even the guy in the overalls was coming to study with them, so he must
Yeah.
have been in college too.
Mhm.
And the other girl shows up later,
Blonde chick.
and they are much smarter than any characters. Even the guy in even the dumbest guy in the movie was smarter than most characters we see now, mostly in college students you see in horror films now.
Right.
This is a really smart group, and they're debating the origins of this. They don't know it's an alien. They think it's some lost creature that's been refound,
Yeah, one of them
or
has-
maybe a mutation.
Yeah,
Do
one
they suggest a
says-
mutation?
They suggest mutation. They suggest a
Coelacanth.
coelacanth, and
Lamprey.
a lamprey, and that it is some type of prehistoric sea life that
Crawled out from the depths of the creek.
kind of came up from the depths and they discuss a fisherman caught a fish that they thought had been extinct for years.
This is a very smart film.
Yes,
Or at
it's
least
very smart.
At least I'm impressed by it. I mean, mostly for the age, you gotta say.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think there were many other filmmakers back then who'd be encouraging the screenwriter to have that kind of dialogue in the films for this kind of movie. They'd say, "Oh, just take that out," or they should be having sex or smoking pot. No,
Looking at girly magazines.
look at
talking
girly
about
man.
boobs
No, this is not what happened. This is unlike.
and about 80s
Other
rock
horror
and roll.
movies.
No, this was. But they're also realistic. They did discuss these things, but they're realistic because there was a conversation where the one guy, Sam, is flirting with Sciencey chick. I am so
Mhm.
sorry, I can't remember that character. We can't remember that character's name.
Yeah, it should be
And the
cool.
way he did it, and I was like, oh, that's realistically done. I mean, and like the way he's doing is like, well, are you with, what's his name? Are you two together? Like, is that who you're going to the movies with? Because he's actually interested. Like, the conversation was something you would hear. It wasn't like no one was backstabbing the other. It was, and that was minor. Plus, the love interest then got her head bitten off, and then her body went out the window.
Not the
Spoilers.
best of effects, but apparently at the time they thought it'd be surprising for the supposed love interest to have.
Yes, it wasn't
To
something
lose
you would
her.
expect.
Yeah, I had known in advance, having read something, that we were going to lose her, but that would be surprising to any uninformed audiences.
Can
So.
we talk about
Okay,
Yeah, no.
okay, all right. We are going to talk about
Charles?
Charles. And
Master Charles.
You say that name with reverence. Yeah.
Lord Charles.
This is Charles. This is the younger brother. This is the monster fan. And we go, and at some point I go, who calls their younger brother Charles? Wouldn't you go, Where's Charlie? No, we call him Charles, and why? Because he deserves that. Because he is the man of this film. He is the man. I don't know how old he is, but
13 and a half.
13 and a half. I don't know.
He could have been younger.
So the whole time most of these things are happening, Charles, after his father has died, mother has died, and he's not aware of this, because they all thought they left, because their car was parked in the barn. Charles sees the electrician show up and go down into the basement, and Charles, who likes scaring people, goes down into the basement to scare him.
This
The
red,
electrician.
high-collared cape.
Oh,
and
yes.
Doctor from
Dr. Zalis.
Oh,
There's
yes.
a Dr. Zalis
Another
mask.
time, one of the props is probably be a highly valued collectible, the Dr. Zayas mask
Or
from
Zayas, yes.
Planet of the Apes. And at which point he finds the deadly spawn.
Mhm.
And for a while, and he is completely still. And for a while we're like debating, it's like, is he, like, what's he doing? Is he, at first I thought he was like paralyzed in fear. And then you see the look on his face. And was that before it regurgitates his mother head?
It was after.
It was after.
Oh, okay.
No, this, the actor's name is Charles George Hildebrand.
Who is the
Son.
Tim.
of fantasy artist Tim.
Hildebrand.
This is the only film he has done. And
This is the only film the director has done. Both of these.
Right. This
That fact, both of those facts is a crime.
this kid puts more across in facial expressions than some filmmakers do in 3 hours. I mean, he goes from there's something wrong, oh my, grief, and then I am going to kick that alien's ass without saying a word.
You know he's good. Yes, there's that look at.
He goes and his face changes, and it's like, this kid is gonna go all Bruce Lee on this alien. I was like, he is just, Sigourney Weaver's not gonna have anything on this kid.
Yeah, it was, as you said, he maybe, and this maybe for a moment he's stunned, but then he's observing everything,
Yeah.
studying these creatures to determine how they work, not reacting in any way. And that's why at first we thought it was shock, or what was the
Disassociation.
dissociative behavior, where he separated himself from what was going on. He's looking at it completely objectively. And he's just he's like at this incredible scientific mind, which is even greater than his brother's, a college student, because he's determining how he is going to extract himself from this situation. And then when the monster regurgitates his mother's head, I love the lighting when it comes.
Oh yeah.
The
He has
light-
this one.
This band of light across his eyes, and you could see not a single word is spoken, and he speaks very little for the rest of the film, and only when he needs to. But you can see the determination, and you know without him saying a word that he's made the decision that he is going to destroy the monsters. I mean, completely badass.
And he goes through and he does, like, he finds out that they're blind.
Yeah.
They go completely by sound, and you see him test this out and then use this to the utmost, including telling the teenagers, shut the hell up.
Yes, he takes charge of the situation.
Oh, he owned the situation. He took it. He does attempt once to kill one of the larger spawn. It fails.
Mm-hmm.
and then
He did light it on fire.
He did, but
The
it
one in
didn't
the kitchen?
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it came, and then he really kicks its ass.
Yeah.
Actually using what was it, a flash powder?
Yeah.
A flash powder, and
A light.
putting
cord.
in a cord. And I mean, this kid goes all
And a head.
MacGyver
Yeah, he's...
on a contraption, and he puts it on. I wanted to say a head of like
A mask or like
of an 8-man. I couldn't think
I
of
think it was like more of a... I thought more
It's
of a
more like
werewolf.
Leatherface. It looks a little more skinny looking.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't know what that.
But
mask
Charles
is.
owns this film, and at first I really thought, I mean, and I like how it cuts away from Charles, who's in the basement, back to the teens, back to Charles, who's still in the basement. He spends a long period of time in the basement,
Standing there.
just standing there,
Watching.
absorbing the situation. And all I can think is, maybe he's not able to move because his balls are that heavy, that big. Because all I can tell you, if I even saw one of the larval ones, like that one the science chick brings in and throws in the sink, I would have set the house on fire and ran from it screaming like a ninny till I was out of the
You've been 2
county.
states over.
Oh yeah, no. I could not handle anything like that in real life. No, centipedes, millipedes, okay? Burn it with fire. No, I mean kill it with fire. I screwed that one up, but no, I'd never return.
But
Screw everybody
this
else,
kid-
and this kid saves nearly everybody else.
Yeah.
So, no, he is like, I'm sorry, move over Kurt Russell, Bruce Campbell. This is the number
Charles.
one. Charles is the horror movie hero badass.
Put Charles on Elm Street. Freddy will run away.
Oh yeah, no.
Put him in-
He would just stare him down. He would stare down.
He would stare down
He would stare
Freddy,
down.
Jason, and Leatherface all at the same time.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees.
This kid's just badass.
Jason
I
would
mean,
probably talk more than Charles. The only time Charles talks for the rest of the movie, and he was kind of quiet and soft-spoken to begin with.
Yeah.
And then he's just telling people to, either to shut up or move or whatever. I mean, that's got to be a great role to have done. I mean, this actor only played this one role, and he's the most badass character in a great monster movie. He never did anything else again.
No.
And neither did, the director did other things, but he didn't do any other, he doesn't have any more film listings on IMDb. I know he was involved in other things, but he didn't make any more horror films.
Even as a kid, he went, I made my statement.
I know.
He
I
just
guess
went
maybe he didn't-
on. He didn't have to do anything
He
else.
didn't need to. This is a great film. Oh, and the ending, we get almost like a Night of the Living Dead kind of ending,
Yeah,
where
it was-
the
it reminded me
locals
of
group
cleaning
together
up.
to
Yeah, the spawn.
gather
Yeah.
the
With
spawn.
cattle prods and like
And you're expecting one ending like, oh, one of them has escaped. One of them has survived because we follow this
yes,
one
we
character.
expected to see a little one.
A
like,
little one. Oh no!
a baby.
Oh
no,
no!
no, it was the one from. It was the first one that came, and it's like the size of Godzilla now, and you see it in the background, and it's like
There's model work that they get you comfortable with in the beginning.
which is very pretty.
Yeah,
The scene is-
lovely.
yeah, it's
Lovely model work. I
gorgeous.
mean, the artwork on this film, I'm modeling the practical effects, the creature design is beautiful. It's outstanding. And then to close with the mountainous
Yeah,
the
comes up and
spawn coming, and of course I think you know what, I mean, I think Charles can handle it. I think Charles would. I mean,
Charles would be there with like tanks behind him.
Oh
like,
no!
I don't
Thanks.
need those things.
Yeah.
I got my he had Famous Monsters
Oh yeah,
magazine,
Finland.
Filmland. What?
Famous Monsters of Filmland.
Yeah, Famous Monsters of Filmland that he was reading, and I was like, I read that too. So
Oh,
if aliens came down,
He was he thanked in the credits, or was he part of the film in any way? He might have supplied some of Charles's monster paraphernalia.
Forrest Ackerman.
Forrest Ackerman,
yeah.
the
I
man
think
behind
honestly,
Famous
they
Monsters.
based Tommy from the Friday the 13th. I don't remember which one.
Oh, you think Tommy is
I think-
based on Charles?
I think Tommy may have been based on Charles, but like this kid's like Tommy times.
Oh,
I don't know,
no,
a
yeah, I
million.
could see that. Yes.
Yeah, I think there may have been some inspiration there, and I loved how it kind of proved my theory. Guess who's gonna if like monsters come to life or vampires or aliens come down? You know who's gonna survive? All the freaking horror fans.
Well, I'm a
So
horror
we know
fan,
what
and
to
I'm
do.
not gonna do any good. I'm really not. I'm not gonna be good for anything. I can tell
Yeah.
you that.
That horror fan.
I'm not the horror fan. Okay, maybe some kind of monsters, but if it's this kind of monster, I'm sorry. Look, I'm surprised. Look, 13-year-old me in that basement, they could have panned down and I would have wet myself. I'm sorry. Just the fact that the 13-year-old kid didn't wet himself seeing that. 42-year-old me would wet himself if I saw that monster.
But definitely,
Partially from fear and partially I'm old.
if you're tired
You
of
lose control over those things,
Seeing
particularly you get to
all-
a certain age.
if you're tired of seeing all the same horror cliches and all the stupid freaking characters that you see redone in every film, watch this.
Why did it take so long for us to see this movie? Like, I've been aware of it. I've been kind of interested in it here. But why don't we hear more about this movie? Why are more people not talking about this movie? Why isn't this
Maybe we should
as
make
big of a class?
we should go on a quest
This
right
is-
now and
this-
start it to make this the classic it should be.
More people should see this movie. This is a great horror film. This is a great monster
Yeah.
film. This works on so many
Have
levels.
Jeff show it. Tell
Okay.
Jeff to show it horror, one of his horror things.
Okay.
This works.
There you go.
Not that you people know who Jeff is, but he's
Jeff's a cool guy.
Jeff's a cool guy who puts on the Salt City Horror Fest, which you've seen excerpts from in our other videos. So yes, we get the word out, see this film, share, watch it with a group of your friends, share it with other people.
Draw fan art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
Okay.
sculptures to
Okay,
sell
the
on
cover,
Etsy.
the cover art is by legendary fantasy artist Tim Hildebrand. It's a hard act to follow. But yes, I want to see sculptures.
Get the
yeah.
word out about
I don't want one.
this.
Have viewing
No,
parties.
no, I don't
Yeah,
want.
have viewing parties.
I don't. I want there to be an action figure, and I want there to be sculptures. I don't want one though. I don't want a prop from this film because I would never be able to sleep again. No, even the little larva one with all the teeth. Just knowing that was in my house. I'm not a look. I like horror movies. I'm just not that badass, bearded, tattoo kind of horror guy who can live with it all the time. I enjoy watching them, but I don't live like a horror like I would not be able to have that in my home. It would scare the hell out of me. I mean, if you want to keep me out of a place, if you don't like me and you want to keep me away, get
Put
a
that on
little,
your
get a keychain or M thing with that little thing. I won't get anywhere near you. Okay.
Now me, if you make one less than me, that's cool. I've got like Giger prints all over the place, so that
There's a difference between Giger and
this.
the
Yeah,
the spot.
there is.
Similar design concept, so.
You know, not as asymmetrical, but or symmetrical. I'm forgetting all my art terms.
I know it was worm-like, but it wasn't a penis.
It was someone.
There's no penis in this film. Okay.
No, there's not.
You know that. You know that.
I think we're getting off topic.
The large deadly spawn head. That was not with the teeth. It was not a vagina. It's not Giger.
Well, actually, it was kind of like the love child between Giger's alien and like Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors.
I thought a little bit of Audrey too at first. Especially, they use a lot of shadow to show, and at first I thought, oh great,
But
whole
this
movie's gonna be nothing but
predates.
shadow puppets.
This predates the remake of. Does this predate the remake of?
What about the black?
Little
what
Shop
about
of
the black
Horrors?
and white version?
True, but the original did have.
Sadly, I'm not familiar with the original.
Jack
Very I think they took some inspiration from not piranhas. There's a
Sharks have those
no.
rows
There's a
of teeth
type
like
of
that.
there's a type of eel that almost looks like it has a
Anglerfish.
piranha head.
Nicholson.
And anglerfish, actually, yeah, yeah, a lot of bases on anglerfish. So a lot of design work taken from nature, which always works out really well. And Geeker did that too.
Okay.
So go see this movie.
Well, you don't have to go. So.
No,
Find it.
where did you
Fine,
say
fi-
it was? Where people could watch it?
The internet.
Yeah.
Go to the internet and see this movie.
Yes, yes.
Then
We'll have to see if it's available on Netflix. I mean, but no, I mean, there's this premiere disc. Find it on DVD. The VHS copy we saw wasn't the best, but still a great film.
yeah.
All right. Oh, and we know we're watching. Our cameraman, Ghost Jim, has informed us next week we're watching
Hard Rock Zombies.
Hard Rock Zombies. Okay.
Yes, I'm sadistic.
All right. And eventually, and I know and eventually we are going to watch Suburban Sasquatch.
Yes, we're
Yes.
trying to get a hold of Suburban Sasquatch.
Yes, we'll have that through Netflix. So, all right, that's what you can look forward to in the future because we're staying away from Hollywood films. 'Cause
We
they
aren't
suck.
Reviewing Texas Chainsaw.
No, we're not
I
reviewing
can't
Texas.
show off my
Texas Chainsaw.
obnoxious knowledge about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, this isn't
It's
Texas
available
Chainsaw.
on Netflix.
What?
Deadly Spawn.
Deadly Spawn.
Deadly Spawn is available
We
on
should have got
Netflix.
it on Netflix
Not
instead.
instant, on disc.
Well, on disc,
Oh, on
yes,
disc.
yes.
Okay.
But does that disc have any special features on it? Sometimes they say. This
It has an ode to Charles.
ode to Charles.
Kid needs his own theme. He needs an action figure.
Doesn't say, says DVD, doesn't say.
We'll
Okay.
find
It runs 80 minutes, so probably not.
Okay. Well, no, the feature. It's actually. It was a 78-minute film. Yeah, 80 minutes. So it's actually surprisingly.
Didn't seem like
Yeah,
it.
it didn't seem too
No.
short. So. All right, definitely see it. 5 stars, 5 skulls, both thumbs up.
We'll come up with a rating system.
No, we won't. All right. Good night.